Alrighty guys, it is time for another Q&A segment where I answer all of your questions on both AskFM and Twitter, as I always do. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this video. So the first question comes in from Dr. Blake. I already responded to him, but he wanted to know if I watch One Piece, and the honest answer is I probably will eventually, but I have so many anime to get caught up on, and I'm so busy making videos all the time. It's very hard to really make time for a lot of animes to just sit down and enjoy when you have to make videos. Geekdom wants to know, what's your name and how big is your cunt? My name is Keisha Cole, and you made my pussy so damn big. It's an inside joke between us, guys. He's posting that for the insider. Did you hear in Universe 4629 the Green Man defeated Beerus with chopsticks but then died from food poisoning using them? No, I did not hear that. Thank you for the information, Lord Frieza. I really appreciate it. Amber, or better known as Amba, wants to know, how was your birthday and when are you going to come to Canada? Well, my birthday was alright. I really didn't do that much. Just sat at home making videos. And when am I coming to Canada? Whenever the time is right, Amba. Alright, the next one from Goodnight Moon is, can you answer me this question? How to be black? How to be black? Well, to be black, you have to have two people of African descent fuck each other, and then you're just the living product a few months later. That's how to be black. Would you please look at my blog on Goku vs. Superman and more, of course. The Gaming Gamba. I kind of have to go through it. I don't really have time to look at that right now in the Twitter question, but maybe later, bro. The Iron Walrus wants to know, can you work on real Lord Frieza's shaft better than me? No, I'm pretty sure I can't. Real Lord Frieza has some serious talent. Matthew Noversol wants to know, what if Vegeta's tail grew back? I mean, to answer this question, it doesn't make a difference after a certain point of Dragon Ball. That's the honest answer. Roboko Id wants to know, if 4 Supreme Kais were killed and each Supreme Kai and Old Kai survived, why did only 2 Supreme Kais from Universe 6 show up in the tournament? I mean, maybe there are other Kais, but they were just the representatives, but that's a good point. Or maybe it could be a plot hole. We honestly just don't know. We have to find out more about Universe 6. How many licks does it take to get to the center roll of a Tootsie Pop? Well, to answer that question, I'm pretty sure Mr. Owl could do a much better job than me, but I do remember reading something that said it's approximately like 316 licks or something like that to get to it. Don't quote me on that. Mr. Dot, that guy wants to know, if Ginyu was a frog on Earth this whole time and the Earth had been destroyed but the humans were wished back, how is he alive? So if all the, fish and whales and dinosaurs died and they were brought back, then of course he was brought back too. They're not, sapient living beings. Okay. What episode do you think Future Trunks will arrive? All you pretty much have to do is count whatever week of Dragon Ball Super you are, and count every episode for every Saturday, and just pretty much do that all the way till you get up to June 12th, and that's pretty much when Future Trunks is gonna arrive. Would you rather date Bulma or Chi-Chi? I say Bulma, her pussy's always wet. I mean, I'm pretty surprised you actually know the answer to that question. I would probably date Bulma, obviously, because she's, in my opinion, she's more attractive, and she is significantly richer, and she's significantly smarter, and she's significantly easier to get along with. I'm pretty sure Bulma can understand her son training to defeat, the enemies of the world. Can you do what if Gohan never stopped training after the Cell Games? I've gotten this what if request at least 6 trillion times, so at some point I'm probably gonna make it. How strong would Tien be if he got his potential from the old Kai? That's actually not a bad question. Let's say, and this is a hypothetical situation, let's say Tien got a boost that was so big it made him as strong as regular Perfect Cell. Is that really relevant in the Boost Saga on up? You know what I mean? Like, it depends at what point in the series he gets that boost for it to actually be relevant. And the last 2 questions I'm going to answer here are... Actually, I want to answer this third one. Say one day after the Kid Buu Saga, Goku asked Gohan to fight Mr. Gohan versus Super Saiyan 3, but he can go Kaioken without exploding. I mean, depending on what level of Kaioken Goku can hold his own, but I mean, Mystic Gohan's significantly stronger. I think Josh calculated that he's probably 8 to 10 times stronger. So if Goku uses Kaioken like times 20, I mean, he would probably deal with him for a small bit. William Shafter wants to know how Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan 4 can coexist. Super Saiyan Blue is not a pure Saiyan transformation, and Super Saiyan 4 is the actual pinnacle of Saiyan forms. They're completely different transformations. One is used with God Ki, one is using, you know, the pinnacle of Saiyan transformation. So you're right, William Shafter, they can't coexist. You know, they really can't. Did you know your father? Yes, I do know my father, as much as I tell you guys all the time about him. He works at a base at the Antarctic station, and I visit him several points of the year. He's a marine biologist, and I have a pretty good time visiting him. Yes, I know my father, King Cunt. Alright, so I think this is pretty much gonna do it for my Twitter questions. This question here is bugging me. I have to answer it because of the picture, Saiyan Tail's weakness or sexual organ. I don't know how to answer that question, guys. So I am back with my Ask FM portion of the day, so let's spitball these questions here. From Angry Birds, are you more Red, Chuck, or Pig? I don't play Angry Birds. Can you make a video about the times where Goku and others didn't wished back those killed by the big bad guys, please? Those killed by Napper and the farmer. No, I don't really think that's an interesting video, and I think Mike from Laughingstock Media wants to do that video, so just so he doesn't get upset, I'm not going to do that topic. Do you think Dende was still the guardian of Earth by the events of GT and Hero's Legacy, a 100-year time gap? By the events of GT, yes, because, I mean, if you look at GT, he was helping Piccolo, you know, open up the portal between, like, Hell and, you know, the Earth for Goku to get out, so, I mean, he was the guardian in GT. The Hero's Legacy, if Kami was looking over at the Earth for hundreds of years and Dende's a Namekian, if he has a life similar to Kami, then yeah, I would say that's a reason. How did Shenlong bring back everyone who was killed by King Piccolo in Dragon Ball, when in Dragon Ball Z he couldn't do that again until Dende became the next guardian of the Earth? You gotta remember, this is because the Dragon Balls, they were pretty much changed in terms of their powers. So that's why they were using like the Namekian Dragon Balls to wish back certain people, and then they were using the Earth Dragon Balls to wish back certain others. The Earth Dragon Balls have different properties from the Namekian Dragon Balls, and then Dende pretty much upgraded them to, you know, obviously have significantly more powers to them. But that whole rule about not wishing the same person back actually applied, and at the point of Dragon Ball, Krillin and the rest were never killed from before. Can Mr. Satan beat any of the Red Ribbon Army general? Okay, I'm just, for all sakes and purposes, I'm going to put Mercenary Tao in it. No. Hercule cannot defeat, or Mr. Satan cannot defeat Mercenary Tao, because Toriyama said in an offhanded piece of Dragon Ball lore that it was actually Mercenary Tao who killed Hercule's master. And yes, I know it sounds weird. Hercule was at a bar with his master. This is not something I'm BSing and making up. You can go on Kanzenshuu and check the source. He said that Hercule went to a bar and saw Mercenary Tao, and Hercule was there with his master, and they were teasing Mercenary Tao because he had like a ponytail. What happened after that is Mercenary Tao got offended and actually killed Hercule's master and severely injured Hercule, which is one of the reasons why Hercule has always been so scared of like fighting against people whose powers he's not completely sure he could defeat. So with that said, can Hercule defeat General Blue? No, I think because of General Blue's technique, that electrical paralyzing move that General Blue has, I don't think Hercule could deal with that, because that's an abnormal amount of energy, and I don't think Hercule can deal with that level of fighting. So with that said, Ninja Murasaki, if you count him, I don't think Hercule could beat him too because of his clone technique. So really, I'm thinking back at it now, maybe Colonel Silver, but I think Kid Goku is a lot stronger than Hercule was. So I don't even think Hercule could beat Colonel Silver if you really think about it. So with all of that said, I don't think Hercule could really beat anybody in the Red Ribbon Army except for Commander Red, probably, because it wasn't really shown that he was a fighter. I don't think he could beat Commander Black, especially if Commander Black gets all of his, you know, his moves together. So yeah, I don't think Hercule could beat anybody in the Red Ribbon Army. Maybe a few like grunt troops and maybe Commander Red, and that's it. Nobody else. And for my last two questions today Do you think Piccolo should have become a Majin as well as Vegeta in the Buu arc? Yeah, but the honest thing is, I mean, in terms of power, Piccolo wouldn't be that much threatening, so I think that's why they went with Vegeta. Toriyama did say before that he originally wanted Piccolo to be the primary guy to get his Majin powers. And the next one is, if Mr. Popo can give life to whatever kami, why didn't he make an army of mystical warriors to take down the Saiyans? And don't say because of writing, please. Well, there's certain things in Dragon Ball that I just can't answer because of writing. Why didn't Bulma, Future Trunks, and Gohan go to New Namek in Future Trunks' timeline? Why didn't Goku in Future Trunks' timeline tell him to use the hyperbolic time chamber? Why are these things? I can't answer that. It's literally writing. Writing has an impact on certain elements of the story that I just cannot explain. It's just the way the direction of the story was. Like, one person was asking me, why can't Goku go Super Saiyan God in GT if he can go Super Saiyan God in Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball Super takes place before? Because of writing. GT was written before Dragon Ball Super, so obviously you can't take that into consideration, and that's the honest truth, guys. Writing makes a role. I'm sorry if you don't want me to answer your question that way, but that's just the honest answer. It was writing, and honestly, are you really sure those mystical warriors would have taken down the Saiyans considering how strong they were? I'm not 100% sure. I really don't think that's enough to make a difference if he's talking about that doll thing that Popo made for Goku during the Dragon Ball arc to help him with his training. And that pretty much does it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A for today. I'm sorry if I ranted a little bit in that last question, but honestly, guys, I'm pretty sure you would agree writing does play a role in things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. So without wasting any more time, so please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys.